very nice outside. Neighbors are doing some construction, but here under the mulberry tree, making some jewelry. I'm gonna grab the sheet real quick because this chair really hurts. We're at a little bit of an incline, but that's okay. I think I picked a few mulberries just using this stretchy sheet. It's my favorite beach sheet, actually, and it's quite sun-dyed. Alright, so I'm gonna move y'all closer. Oh, Opkabarn! Making some chain. Oh shoot, I forgot what I'm inside. Damn it. Some chain, and it's really sturdy. So sturdy, in fact, that I'm actually going to make the hooks that actually connect them. I'm making very, very weak, not too weak, but so there is a weak spot in case, you know, you're running through the woods and it gets caught. You actually want jewelry to break in those situations. And so all this is made from electrical wire, just scraps, absolute scraps. And some, you'd be surprised, like most of I wish I brought more out here. I think it's this wire. Here's the little triskelion. It took 2 seconds. The wire was in a fire pit, and the exterior of the wire's casing completely stains. And but when you strip it, which I use disposable scalpels, they strip very clean, very easy. Beautiful, fresh copper. Like this looks, to me, it looks like from a craft store. Very red, and it's real copper. A lot of times you'll get copper from a craft store and it's quite expensive, or if it's too cheap or like suspiciously cheap, it's painted copper. I think it's called German silver, something like that. I don't know if it has like why. There's also like a material called Tibetan silver. Absolutely. And I just got some scraps out here today, but I got just about every stone, and I could find just about every stone. I'm actually gonna run and grab the 2 necklaces that I'm finishing with charms. I'll take 2 seconds. Ooh, there was something else. But just to show how versatile this material is. And most of the wire, I'll use any gauge. I'll try to put it any gauge to use, so any thickness of wire. And a lot of this, my hands are still stained from the mulberries. A lot of this is just from people's garages, salvage yards. I used to go and like just pick up any scraps I could. And salvage yards, they're selling huge piles of scraps, so they would never charge me. But this is just one loop of wire, and the ear hook themselves are copper. But I got this pair too. I really like this pair because I like asymmetrical sometimes. I'm wearing a bathing suit. But asymmetrical amethyst ones, and even the head pins are copper. I wish I could find the micro torch because it's very easy. You just take any gauge wire, micro torch like people use for dabs or creme brulee, and hit upwards over a vat of water in a baking dish or a heat resilient dish, and it will ball right up. And if you don't put it in water directly after, it'll be black. Like that. But if you do, if you quench it immediately, so when it's red hot, you immediately put it in water, and it's this really intense red. I don't know if you can see. It's very hot. Very intense red. Like these droppings are the same thing. It's a mix of zinc, sterling. Zinc is fun. I'm a little like unfamiliar with the laws, honestly. I don't craft with a lot of money. I'll buy any coin with a hole in it. And here's another thing with the wire. And this was just fiddling. I wasn't really thinking what I was doing. I like those pieces where they're kind of like emergent or like meditative, really cathartic. And wire is just, it's such a forgiving material. And especially when you like get over a few things. Like a few things I had to get past was dinging it up. So, oh shoot, I think I was in the middle of things. Before that, whoops, my bad. But these were very toothy. These are just from Walmart. They're $8. I got them when I was in middle school or something. And still use them. The teeth ding up the metal because copper is quite soft. And you could actually see it. So some of my older pieces, some of it just naturally gets buffed out. Like sometimes fellow crafters will be like, hey, you didn't buff your wire or something. Or I see the dings, something like that. Maybe not that exact wording, but I did pretty good on that. And I've gotten to the point where I don't ding it up anymore. But that's one thing. And the reason why I was like, oh, that might be an actual issue, because the ding allowed a little, like, barb of copper, and oh my god, I got a copper splinter for the first time, and I've had copper beads, like, I learned from my mistakes, but that doesn't mean I don't make mistakes. I, for some reason, thought it was a good idea to begin experimenting with metalwork in my living room, and I didn't have really anywhere to work, so I used a giant photography developing tray. And I had, like, the heat brick, or whatever it's called, and all that, but, the bead of copper, might have been sterling, it's happened a few times, fell right, it just like jumped, and it melted right through the plastic, and then right through my leg, but, oh, I saw them, 100%. I like making costumes the best. I pretty much, I keep meaning to post everything on Etsy, and, that's what I probably should be doing. Etsy is coming soon. I have a few examples on my website, Subtropical Botanica, but there's no like payment process or anything, and it's very, like, especially these pieces are so fluid. I like doing them custom by way of like, just like give me some either stones or colors or symbols, and then I just like go for it. Like this, for some reason, is my absolute favorite. It's my luckiest bracelet, and it's just dripping with luck charms. And I do dabble in just about everything. Resin is one of my favorites. I wish I had some resin pieces out here. I just have this one, this tarot one, with just mylar in it. Usually it's all seeds and pieces of plants. That's how I got into resin, because I really wanted to preserve the stuff that like we were growing and the stuff I was finding and have found in the past. Because I have a lot of fun stuff for resin. A lot of snake skin from out here in the swamps, and a lot of snake bones, really tiny, and a lot of fun stuff for resin. And a bunch of molds. Onks, I have crucifix, Sailor Moon ones, moonstick, a ton. The snakes are my favorite. They're quite small though. Daggers, I really like getting molds because then you can make them not only with polymer clay but with resin over and over again. It's a little hot out here. I did want to go through this. A dear friend sent me. I love getting care packages from fellow artsy folk because it's always like the most random, awesome things. Like, we went through it a little bit and brilliant though. Literally in a few hours it's going to be a hair clip. My whole life I've had a big starfish hair clip, and when it breaks I just go to one of the many. There's a lot of shell shops. I don't know if they survived the last few years. Oh, it is! Oh, cool. And it's a wall mount. Ah! Now I officially have a collection of old paper or pencil sharpeners. Very cool. I have one from the 60s. In high school, I was in school suspension. And a few minutes after the principal offered me some cow heart, I noticed that they're throwing away a bunch of things. And one of those things was a 1960s pencil sharpener. It's on the desk in there. It's green. It's really, moringa seed. Moringa seed pod. Let that dry out. This moringa is the most nutritious tree in the world. And very easy to grow in containers, and it doesn't too much like transplanting, but it bounces back a lot. The seeds, it's one of those things like all parts are useful. The seeds are medicinal and taste almost like stale popcorn, but very cool texture. Oh, nice. What is that? Ah! Hey! And they're real! Gotta be careful with bees these days. They paint a lot of them. And so how I am able to tell quickly is just look in the center. Seed beads even. Seed beads usually are just like the color glass, and they make tubes and I don't know how they do it exactly, but as I picture it. But a lot of them are painted. And so what that means is after a few days of wearing the paint comes off, and it's white. Then it's just plain white beads with like splotches of paint left over or chips of paint. Not very attractive. I really like making pieces that you could wear like and not worry about it. Like copper is always going to be copper. It's going to change colors and like all that, but it's a dirty metal, but really it's just a very reactive metal. And the bonus point to me is electricity has flown through all this, and like, you know, I like that a lot. It's very cool to me. And where is the other one? Oh, did I just bring it up? Here's another asymmetrical pair. This, where is it? Shark tooth. I think I just got it at a yard sale or something. I don't think I found any black shark teeth myself. But I like the asymmetrical ones. And it's fluorite with a pearl, fluorite with a shark tooth. And a lot of the beads are also salvaged. I like getting broken jewelry instead. Just like the painted seed beads that are just everywhere. Oh yeah, sorry. Let me get through that real quick. If you look in seed beads before you buy them, look on the inside to make sure the inside isn't white, like the inside of the hole. And if you can't tell from that, just break one. And if the core of it is white, it's just painted. And these are proper glass seed beads. Thank you, Kathy. This is really huge. I cannot wait. I'm making these too, just to have something really cheap. So I think these ones will just be like $4 or something. It's a shell I found on the beach, and it's just gonna have a bunch of random. And I have a big bowl of seed beads, so I don't put much thought into it. But it's a really good way to come up with color combinations. But the plain ones are $1. And these ones I think are $4. Letting Snap to the prices now because I don't know how to price things. I jokingly say I can make anything except money, and I'm allergic to money because I don't know. And I was telling him too, like, I feel guilty like trying to sell jewelry in this economy. I was like, brought up a good point. If it makes people happy, then is this watercolor? Oh my god! Oh my god! It's so nice. I think it's watercolors. I really gotta make Kathy a care package as she's moving from my area to a much chiller spot. You lucky bastard. I kid, of course, but yeah. Ooh. Oh, it's so thick and nice. Oh, there's like a cool stripe in it. Very sweet. I've never found a shell like that. It looks like an archaic snail. I like finding the freshwater snails because they look like, I don't know, some of them look like they made their shell while intoxicated. Because they look ancient, like, oh. Why is this so satisfying? Is this supposed to be like that? Like, oh, like one of those pillows. This really made my day. I'll be real. This is not the best day. Yesterday, a friend of mine posted that I haven't seen post in Palm Beach County for a while. And I was so stoked that, because he just got married, I was so stoked that they were still in Palm Beach County. So I messaged, like, yo, let me hitch a ride. They're in Boynton Beach Inlet. Really dope spot. You have to know what you're doing when you go in and out of it. With the boat. It's an inlet. It's like a notoriously dangerous one. If you look up Boynton Inlet, there's like capsizes. But nothing bad happened there. I just commented, yo, let me hitch a ride. Like, I miss beaching it with, you know, my salt folks. But this morning, I woke up to about 50 posts saying rest in peace, so rest in peace. Shit does not make sense. Everything happens so fast, so I've definitely not really even processed it. So, this really made my day. Anyway. A lot of loss these last few years, but like Albert, really good friend of mine. He was on his way to become pro surfing too. My best friend Paul put everything into Albert surfing. It was like his life joy. And he recently passed away. Didn't drink, didn't do anything like that, but don't take medicine unless you know what it is. Because you don't know where the person got it who's giving it to you. And like, there's so much shit going around, like horrendous. Albert Boynton was his name. He's getting like just really intense with surfing, and so like I think his name should always be known, especially for within the locals. And man, shit just is wild. And that's why I feel like I have so much time to make up for, because the last few years just melted away without consent, mind you. And I'm not making fun of, okay, anyway, whatever. But also pendants with bullet shells. Live in a hunting area, and a friend of mine found a huge bag at a shooting range of bullet shells, so I'm putting them to use. I also make them into bottles with little corks. And why does my brain say Subway? Or Pub Sub. when it was sitting up here, it's like, oh, I better move that sandwich. Thank you, Kathy. Also, this is really, really the sweetest thing possible. And this is insane. I have a loom, but I have a small one, and you can't change the length of it. This, you can not only change the length of it, but it's way thicker. And I make a lot of like bead woven jewelry, just messing around. And the loom that I made all of my bracelets on was actually just a piece of wood that I put a bunch of nails in, and it worked perfectly. I even did it on a bigger piece of wood to make a shirt, and I have a piece of wood that I'm still waiting to see if it's going to be used for anything, to try to make a beach blanket. Because all you do is you take a big piece of wood and put nails all around it. The nails that don't have a head. I'm sorry, I don't know what they're called. But the headless nails, and you put that in the frame and you just weave it. And you can use scrap t-shirts, bags, anything. And it's really true. Thank you, Derek. It's just you know, especially like as you get older, porcelain gloss is gonna be. It's just so so random. Not random, but just like I commented on his post yesterday, and like my mind has not even processed it. Because also, I come from a small town, small coastal beach town. So if you spend a lot of time on the beach, you're gonna know just about everybody else in that town that spends a lot of time on the beach. And really good place. Like where it won't be the same, that's for sure. And I mean, everything changes, unfortunately, but that's not a negative thing. Losses, but I think I'm just genuinely talking. Things happen so fast, and like we always talk about how permanent things are. Like, I guess when you watch a lot of news and stuff and documentaries, like it's definitely good to be aware and like, you know, make sure you're. I think he was alone. I'm still trying to figure out what the cause was, but it seems that it seems like it was like just a horrific accident, and like that's how my aunt died. My aunt had a seizure, and she was outside having a cigarette, and she had a seizure, and she was by herself. She when she fell, her head hit a parking stone, and she was in a coma for quite some time. But she did end up passing away. Thank you. Rest in peace. Really funny woman, and she loves having cookouts. She used to send me a lot of fart jokes. Really, really sweet lady. But that's just the thing. Life is short and really uncertain. And you just gotta make sure yourselves are good. Because you can't be there for others if you're not there for yourself. And I don't know. It's no secret the world's a very dark place right now. And like Snap actually programmed avatar chat from scratch, and it's called KYNTO. It's in the description, but KYNTO, and it's live, and gonna definitely start promoting it very soon. Snap is the sole programmer and coder and passion projects, or it's birthed from a passion project that has spanned a very long time. And the coming to fruition, and I feel the same way like with Subtropical Botanica. These two projects I feel like are are the perfect time because loneliness is absolutely very corrosive, and with the prevalence of everybody was affected, like globally, it's nuts. And I think we all are holding up really brilliantly. And I don't know how everybody's not just running around screaming with their hands in the air, like, ah, like a roller coaster, because it is a roller coaster. But every now and then, I'll watch one of those videos. Like if I'm starting to get really down, I'm not even kidding. I'll watch one of those videos where it's like zooming out, like the lady with the drone, and the drone, like it just zooms out and galaxies away. And then I'm just like, oh, okay. And I'm just gonna go grow stuff and fill my heart with joy. Because what is the alternative? I am way too aware that we're just hurtling in space, like. And the more I learn, the more I realize, like, oh, I kind of wish I was like, I don't know. The more I learn, the less I know, and the more like the bigger everything gets. Everything gets bigger, just like what's his face? You know, the more you dig, the older everything gets, or something like that. I'm not sure if like that's his saying or not. But I heard it in passing and liked the sentiment, because I don't really think that anybody has a full grasp on everything. I mean, I see it now. 90% of comments I see is about the rapture. Well, goddamn. If the rapture's coming, why are we like doing all that? Why not like let's go to the beach and make some really cool stuff and like play some music and do all that, run around in the sunshine a little bit. The rapture, man. I've never. Growing up, I watched, you know, every conspiracy video I could. I watched every, like, anything Alex Jones put out, and it was just such a thrill. There was a coffee shop, and when I was in middle school, I found these DVDs about, you know, the food supply and 7-Eleven, and, you know, like your basic, your gateway theories. But, so I've always, like, and I went to Catholic school for 10 years. Got in a little bit of trouble after my dad told me that we were aliens, and I told the school that. I said that God didn't exist and aliens created the world. I was in 2nd grade, and it's because I saw something weird in the sky driving home from a, how do you say, like a carnival? And that's when my dad decided to tell me that aliens created the world. But, oh fun. So I always, like, questioned stuff or, like, thought very loosely on things. Also in 5th grade, I found a book on, again, a small Catholic school, but I found a book on Theravada Buddhism, and then I discovered there was a Buddhist temple down the street, which was Vajrayana or Tantric Tibetan Buddhism, which, if you're familiar at all with Tibetan Buddhism, you know the art is just like, it'll peel your mind wide open. And me seeing that for the first time changed everything again. And it's been like that every time I learn something cool, like everything changes. And that's the filling part, I think. I'm so comfortable not knowing stuff, and it's not because I'm comfortable not learning, it's because I'm comfortable just not knowing anything for sure. And like, I'm still human, I'll get really sure of something that is totally wrong, but when I get past that, like, you gotta always be open to that, I think. That's why I like talking to people so much, because people experience so much and observe so much and see so much and discover so much. Like, we all have like our favorite songs that we can't skip, stuff like that. And it just, I don't know, makes something, I already like think of this planet as pretty dang magical, and I don't need crystal balls or anything like that. I think you just need to look at it. Like, I see a lot of these memes going around, and I love them. Like, what the world looked like as a kid. And it's true, but the world still looks like that. And, it's just the stuff that's in the minds right now is just very dark. And it's like, it is life. And it's brutal. But I think, trying to stay centered is a really good, because then, like, the people around you are also good. Negativity, I think, is contagious, but so is positivity. I don't mean like toxic positivity. I mean like actively choosing through awareness. Like, you know, it is what it is. And like, I feel like maybe not. Maybe not everybody likes to feel like real sun and stuff, but I see all this stuff going on about vitamin D, and I'm very confused by it. So if anybody has any information on what is happening with vitamin D, it seems like a lot of people are arguing about it right now, but I can only pick so much content to indulge in daily, and that is one of my biggest like issues right now. I spend way too much time watching just like pretty much anything suggested, and it's all like, God, now, yesterday it was a new crack found in America. Everything I watch, like everything that's promoted, like scares the shit out of me. And I know everybody else is watching it. Like, I don't know. I think maybe I just hit the point in life of like, what are the things I can change and affect, and those are my surroundings. And instantly got back gardening, which I haven't grown a lot of plants because ever since Blue, like, I have had no interest. When you lose your garden, buddy, it like does wonders for your desire to grow things. And but I don't know, the same things is quite inspirational, honestly, because how do I say it? Like Floridians after a storm. Like nobody like comes together quite like Floridians after a storm. I hope that's gonna still be like that, because I wonder how many people moved here in the last few years. Which, you know, ain't no thing. But yeah, the storms really are no joke. And I know a lot of people are used to tornadoes, which, oh my god, I would cry every day. Like, so, you know, we're not the only beasts in these streets. Every land has their intensity. Like, Japan is, you know, one of the places that I really, just along with anybody else, would really love to eat. I mean, see. But that is a very active landmass. I looked up their seismic activity ones. Oh my god. Like, I think I know why, like, everything is so dang adorable and, like, sweet and beautiful and, tasty. Because it's YOLO. Jesus. Much respect. Because the earth is no joke. Ever since as a kid, I viewed it as a living, like, thing. And we're kind of just, like a whale or something, and barnacles and mites and this and that. Which I hear more people talking like that, which is neat. Because it's a quite poetic thought. I don't know why. I mean, it seems pretty alive. Seems pretty active. And what a beautiful image. And so I have a few trips planned actually. And anyone in Palm Beach County is more than welcome to join in on this. I really like hiking. There's not a lot of places to hike here, like no mountains, obviously. But hiking, yeah, like you can hike anywhere. Anyway, but I really like finding stuff. But I don't always find stuff when I go on these little micro adventures. And I want to go just pick up trash. I like finding anything, even trash. And I think by doing that, it will like inspire other people to do it. Because these trails are gorgeous. And like it gives me a purpose so I don't get sidetracked or, you know, a clear purpose. And perhaps maybe even like try to find some work doing it. Working in a park or a nature preserve is my ultimate goal. And the older I get, the more important it becomes. Which, unfortunately, I'm one of those people that like have a new profession every day. Thankfully, I make handmade jewelry and grow plants, and can make stuff. But I have a few plans. It is important to plan. Like I call plans, like future plans, my Hawaii. Like like a lot of people dream of going to Hawaii someday. And so, like working in a nature preserve would be like my Hawaii. Hawaii. Another kitten. Kitten! There's tons of fruit on this tree. Mulberry tree. For people zone 10, these cuttings will do really well for you. I am really interested into how they'll do inside. And the one, oh, you can see it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah, the big one in the back. It's fruiting. It's first year it's fruiting. It's a Wakisa mulberry, and I got the cutting for like $8 on eBay. And when it arrived, it was a little dry branch. So making some dingleberries. That's what I call them. I don't know why. For some reason it seems appropriate. Dingleberries in this realm are beads already fixed onto wire, and then I give these with jump rings, which are just the circles, like to connect them, because then people can make their own pieces. And I make the jump rings too with the same wire. I use a thicker gauge. But this little method of putting this bead onto stuff, really useful to know. You can make swivels, you can make all kinds of stuff with it. Exactly, trash lurking. That's perfect. If it's definitely alive. And like that urge of like picking up garbage in a beautiful spot, like really good feeling afterwards. And I lived on the beach, well not on the beach, but like 10-minute walk from the beach. So I used to do a lot of the beach cleanups because they'd all show up when I was already there, and it gave me something to do, and I just genuinely really enjoyed doing it. And they gave you a grabby stick and a t-shirt sometimes. And I'm so dang far from the beach now, and thankfully there are still preserves everywhere. There's been a lot of developing, and it's none of my business. I try so hard not to talk about the developing, because I know like that's just a part of life. But like Floridians or anybody who's been here knows the center of the state is not for the faint of heart. I just want to like I want to see some statistics, like to see how long people last. So to say bluntly, because I'm a Floridian through and through, and even sometimes I have a hard time at night in the summer. You cannot wear a headlamp because your face will become a discotheque for just about any flying insects. And I'm talking like hundreds at the same time. Not just like one or two moths and like some gnats, stuff like that. I mean skeeters. I mean beetles. I mean beaters. A lot. It's very alive out here. During the daytime, very cool. Addicting. At nighttime, I think I'm going to start going to sleep very early this year because I plan on spending it outside. Just I just want to get back into touch with the good stuff and good people and stuff like that. And, you know, I never really worked out or stuff like that. I'm an active person, and I didn't realize how much it would affect like how your muscles and like bones feel, like going from swimming all the time to not. And if you have water that you could swim in, oh my god, I'm convinced that is the greatest human experience on this planet, is swimming. And that's all I want to do for the rest of my life, is swim and just, you know, create and do the good stuff. I've always been very I don't know, self-content, I guess, and all the stuff that I do is pretty dang free. So I know it sounds dumb. I really think that people that are into this kind of thing should almost like share their little tips and tricks right now, because I think people are not doing well. I don't mean financially, like, because I feel like financially no one's doing well. But work is just like impossible. But there's so many really, really incredible things that people don't think about because they don't know about it. And like, same here. There's so much I don't know about. Every day I find a new spot in Florida that I've never heard of. And it's really, really. I did join meetup to find some local, like, kayaking, canoeing, because I cannot wait to get out there. And I know there's a lot of like groups locally. I think small little local communities are going to become very, very important. Even for just morale. Like, morale's very important. And yeah, then you don't have to stress about like the little life things that make life like charming, like birthdays and stuff. It sounds ridiculous, but this stuff is so easy to make, and it takes a lot of time. Like these are the 2 necklaces I'm trying to fill with charms, and it's just stuff I find on the beach or vintage beads and seeds. I just started this one, and the chain is stone and handmade glass beads, and there'll be a ton of charms on it. I'm making it so you could take them off, and being able to make this though with salvaged copper wire from like electrical stuff. One of the wires that I had, I made a lot of bangles with, and ring shanks. Like, I never soldered anything onto this, but very thick was what was it, like this big cut piece that I found on the road, and I found another one in Snappo's garage. I found another one in my dad's garage. So I was able to make all these bracelets. And I think it was like from a washing machine, and there's just a scrap of like ripped up copper wire. And the chain is very, like, here's some, I forgot what, I have a bathing suit on. I just threw a bathing suit cover on. That's Florida. very sturdy. Sorry to shout in your face. And then these I love making. Here's full spectrum one. I could do every color. And it's just a very simple ring made with scrap wire and salvaged beads. This is why my tagline is mustn't waste. That's what my grandma used to say all the time if I didn't finish my food. Mustn't waste. She was a Marine. And all the different types of chain you can make. And like together. So I'm trying to work on a bunch of chain. Here's just like plain chain. Just made a figure 8 and linked it. Nice sturdy chain. These are the dingleberries. Really, really fun. I like these. I plan on just making an absolute ton of them. I had to stop though because I wanna make these a buck. They're just glass seed beads on a scrap of copper. But this is the same copper I'm using for all this chain, so I'm like, shoot, I have to wait. I have to do some Facebook posts to try to find some more scrap because I'm almost out of it, which I didn't realize. And it's the one drawback I've found with using like scraps and stuff. It's hard to get the same exact like gauge, because even if I get the same strands, like it seems like there's slight differences in the gauges. I could be totally wrong. I could be measuring things. I don't have that. I went to look up some of the salvage yards and they're all gone. One of my favorite was called Adam and Eve in West Palm Beach. It was the coolest salvage yard. Anytime they got phone booths, they like had to stick a mannequin in it. So the whole place was just such a hoot. Like you could get hand-painted Spanish tiles. They had big piles of them. Dirt cheap. Oh, wow. Free trees. If you know somebody with a mulberry tree, ask for a cutting, and then you'll have a mulberry tree. You don't need rooting hormone or anything. And I think like most every zone has a mulberry variety they can grow. Some black onyx. Started sorting my beads again because I kind of play musical chairs with crafts. I know. It kind of sucks because I haven't really mastered any of them. But I often blend them. Like this chain, a lot of them are going to be for the resin pendants. Those are my favorite. I had to take a break though because the fumes were a little too much. And I just had to make a better setup because the stormy season, when shutters go on, made it so there's no ventilation. Oh, here's another different chain. And you see, it's just like an inch. And then I hammered it as best I can. The reason I don't like it is it like bunches up like that. So I think I'm going to use this for a sun catcher. Because then it'll just hang. My globe that's hanging over my desk is made with a larger version of this chain. And that's what I mean, it's versatile. Yeah, no, 100% mulberry. There's a lot that goes from just cuttings. And I jokingly say that I have a black thumb. I'm just determined to grow edible things. I'm starting for Zone 10 forage-friendly famine gardens. Just cuttings. And cassava and yucca for starch and roots. chia or tree spinach for your greens. I think galangal because there's a bunch of it and we're not. Zappa's like made it into a cube. It's quite funny, but a lot of it just continuously produces, and really nice fragrance, much like ginger. I feel like it's a little more floral and really fragrant. Galangal, and the yucca you could actually find in a lot of supermarkets, and the roots or the corms, I forgot what they're called, tuber. I always get the three confused. But the roots you can cook like a potato, and I believe it's a national plant or something of Hawaii. And the plants can be quite expensive, but I found that the roots at Publix work just. And I don't know if Publix is your market, but it's worth a try inside because if your store has it, if they're like an elephant ear, really nice plant. Is there any near here? There's this, but it needs to not. This is from a Publix root. Oop, got some dirt in my coffee. And the leaves will be quite big, really nice. Here's a a root that fell behind something and it's growing. Even though it's all dried out, the root is completely hollow, but it's growing. In a few weeks it'll be beautiful, good as new. I am gonna bring this box in real quick, so nothing happens. Not pick this up. I could use this to make a sun catcher actually, but it's nice as is. I think I'll keep it as is until it breaks on its own. I try not to break things. I try to order broken jewelry because then I don't know where this like weird crafter guilt comes from, honestly. I was thinking the other day, every I'm gonna save that rant for another day actually. I'm gonna grab some more coffee. The whole reason why I went in there was to grab those, and I forgot my cup in there. Good job. I am stoked for this. Cannot. If you can see, it's very, very gold like. My gold paint that I usually use, the like gold leaf in a jar. I can't find it online anymore. Some of the mulberries are inhabited. What was that? I get like way too afraid when a fly lands on me because we have these little horse flies here. There's way smaller horse. I think I could do weird stuff with these. I'm actually stoked to. There's this dude's craft channel. God, I can't remember his name. If you look up Will It Button, it'll come up. But he made a blob with styrofoam or packing peanuts. I really like jewelry, obviously, I guess. But for some reason I can't seem to find it. Like bracelets and rings for some reason drive me nuts. They always just end up in my bag. There's a burn mark on this. It's an old, I believe Pennsylvania Dutch tablecloth. It's got some really cool. Oh, I wonder what RS means. Really nice. I feel something. Oh, maybe it's just this. I don't know. There's always something crawling on you out here. And these, which I wish I brought the other pair out because I came up with a good kind of. I like these ear hooks based off of ancient jewelry, like Bronze Age jewelry. I actually make direct replicas. Best of my ability. There's these ancient Bronze Age brooches you'll see a lot, and it's the two spirals. And I really like making those. If you have some thick copper wire lying around, highly recommend. Engage into some history that way. This is quite nice. I got this on eBay not too long ago. It's green turquoise, I believe. But cool. I forgot what that part is called. I'm gonna pass up sterling. Hey. So what's now? What is that? Okay, so I'll start making this chain. I usually get some made, like I have a bunch ready to go. Because then when I take this to the park and stuff, I can make chain get a little less distracted. I'm kind of hungry though. I don't know how many mulberries are too many mulberries. I was playing COD with Snapper the other day, which which the Activision ID is in the description. I have two now. One is Average Floridian and the other is LadyParts with a bunch of numbers. And still really want to get a team together. I do so much better when like there's people to talk to. And like I never have like dealt with any harassment or something, anything like that from the chats. It's always chill. I mean, every now and then I'll get like a "shut up, bitch," but then like that makes me do really well so for some reason. And then you just hear and go, "Oh damn!" At the end, it's like, hell yeah! It makes my day every time. And sometimes it doesn't happen like that, and I just stay muted because. And sometimes I'll forget to mute myself. You know, it's all in good fun. Like, I did like pretty dang well the other day, and it was the first time somebody asked me to squat up, and like I immediately closed it because I'm too shy. I'm not even kidding. But oh, it was so nice. I like the camaraderie. Oh, okay, maybe I'll do like a pattern. Trying to keep it to stone. No, I don't think I'm gonna do that. I'm trying to get into vending again, but don't have the most ready for stands because I've gotten really obsessed with doing custom pieces, like making them as I go. And so gonna try to make a ton of this and find the closest markets to. It's the best way to meet your local people, your neighbors, and God, I can't go wrong with a good market. Even just going to markets, I love the better produce, like the all the waxed produce and like when I answer the phone for numbers I don't know. I answer it's Bill Gates fan club, and like people always hang up and never call back. But I think there's just like a universal like uneasiness when his name comes up, I think. And he's buying up all the farmland to grow fucking bugs on. Like what? Like, all you guys do is like knock over a log. Like where there's logs, there's grubs, and if that's really your thing. I have nothing wrong with entomophagy. I have everything wrong with vilifying farmers to grow bugs that like you can't. If I might be wrong, but like yeah, they're good for you, but not like excessively because there's something in the shells. I forget what it's called. And like again, I have nothing wrong with entomophagy. Like I'm friends with Joseph Yoon on Facebook. Dude is the man. Brooklyn Eats. And like we're like 10% of the world population that doesn't engage in entomophagy and like shrimp and stuff like that. I know it's totally different. And but it's just they're so ass backwards. I saw that article a few weeks ago. I'm still not over how garden beds are like bad for the environment because they're made with steel. But again, like I don't know. It makes no sense to me. And very expensive. Like I can't afford a garden bed. They're quite pricey, but they last you. And I've tried making them with logs, Unfortunately, without like super tons of mulch, they just dried out for me, and they just break down so dang fast, which is great because then it's going to the soil, but can't do season after season. And the pine logs I have access to because they do break down really fast. From like what I've experienced thus far. I really do want some garden beds though, so I have to start saving for that. I was thinking of using like shutters, hurricane shutters, and like burying it to the first like corrugated like C shape. But I don't want to put a shutter out of commission unless it's all bent up or something, because when the storms come, it's the last thing you can find. And it's kind of part of the culture here, so like sometimes people do wait till the very last minute. And that last minute, like everything is gone. Like I remember one year, Walter, Snappo, and I had to drive all over the place to find shutters, and the only thing available was a $100 piece of plastic. Very sturdy, very strong. And like you could still get light in, which is very nice. I keep meaning to look up the prices of wood. If anybody knows if the price of lumber went back down, I'm very curious. I love these still days though, where nothing's going around. It's quite hot, but I can't beat it. It's very relaxing. So, I'm trying to find a nice gold. Maybe a shell. Oh, I forgot my cup. There's mulberries on the floor. Black. Here. Let's try one of these. This is why it takes me so. Ooh, that's nice. Piece of fire agate. Can't see the screen at all. I'm sorry. I do kind of want to play some COD. I'm not getting much done with it. The day is too nice. Next weekend or the weekend after, I cannot wait. The stream is going to be so nice. It's a slingshot competition at the local Theravada temple, and I'll be able to show y'all some of that. Very, very cool. Get my coffee. There's a podcast. Oh, I forgot what it's called already. Darn it. But they just interviewed ICP. It was one of the funniest things I've ever seen in my life. Them talking about Fago. I always wondered why, like, Vega never sponsored them because it's like, I don't know. I really like every genre of music, so please recommend my favorite songs I've found just from being recommended it by someone. So I guess I didn't find it, but you know what I mean. So where should we go next? Yes. Oh, maybe I should be around here. Probably, literally, that, trying to honestly, and like anybody could take this idea, and because I think there should be one in every county where it's a monthly or bi-monthly meetup of vets and civilians, and they just like connect, and it could be fishing trips, hiking trips, beach trips, and could show a lot like knots is something that comes to mind, survival skills, and I really like getting recipes from people, and everybody has simple recipes that just like save them anytime they need, you know, something quick and nutritious and filling, and like even stuff like that, like prepping, any survival stuff. Like, A, it's really fun to engage in, but B, like, I don't want to get into a whole rant because I think vets are treated very unfairly, and it like shakes me to my soul. And but I know we could learn a lot from each other, and like every human being. Gotta stop getting everything from screens because it's just so perverse now. And I could hardly scroll through YouTube. I watch all kinds of craft videos, plant videos, but it's just like the most intense like headlines I've ever seen in my life. And you know, I don't think it makes me a selfish person to like I cannot absorb any of those. Like my mind was so clogged with like everything I was seeing on the news. I don't think it makes anybody selfish to avoid it, to get their life back on track. I'll like look around and make sure like your surroundings are good and the people in your surroundings are good. And like it goes back to you can't help anybody unless like you're good yourself. And like everything I know I've learned from someone else. And very hands-on like in regards to learning. So like, group meetups with the aim to like learn new skills would be such an ideal. And could stream it so people that can't make it could still watch it. Fishing lessons, anything, really anything. Like survival stuff you could just like use for camping or like hiking and stuff. it doesn't all have to be like the end of the world like scenario stuff. It's mainly for just people to connect and appreciate what we've all come to learn, and like any tips, tricks, saves a lot of time, and time is money, isn't that? And maybe instill some purpose also, because I think purpose is range. And personal purposes. And like just connecting with other people that I mean, I say it jokingly that the government's winning or whatever, and I just mean that as kind of like, you know, something like my grandpa would say. But what I mean is people are so separated, and it's becoming more and more difficult for people to like seemingly get on together. There's always something to fight about. Like, you could say pinback sucks, and I'll be like, you are an idiot. No, just kidding. Obviously not. But you know what I mean? Like, people have different thoughts and opinions, and they always will. I don't know why that let out the way it did. I don't know. I have zero interest in arguing with people, but I have all the interest in the world to like talk to them. And, like, a good analogy is like Floridians after a storm, because it gets pretty intense. Like, there'll be trees blocking people in their houses, and like, you know, people get snowed in, and like tornadoes and flooding, all kinds of stuff worldwide. But community is very important, and it's like not only worth preserving, but worth like constantly creating and producing communities. Finally, it's back in season here in Florida for markets, so you'll see all the craziest markets popping up for like coins, oddities, a bunch of like conventions, and so hopefully I could start bending those. I'm on it. And if anybody's in Palm Beach County, I cannot fill a full table right now, so I'd love to split a table with someone. And it's cheap. It's like $35 for a table without a tent. I wanted to ask also, I know Opkobard is in the Netherlands. I'm sorry, Derek, if you let me know where you were from before. Sometimes it's a little hard to keep track of my thoughts, and but where are you hailing from? What are you here in the States, or? Seriously, one of the easiest ways to travel the world is asking people their favorite spots in their spot. Like here in Florida, oh my god, Texas, nice. That's where my dad's from. Well, technically he's from Pennsylvania, but raised in Texas. And I got, God, how are, I don't know what to say. Because it's such a touchy subject, but I hate how much I overthink words. I guess know like it's so permanent. Maybe that's why I'm so hesitant all the time, but I just see the chaos ensuing, and I can only be curious. I guess. I feel like that's natural. And the the nothing. Beautiful place. I love the what's it called? The oh my God, the Dallas Fort Worth Airport. I had a 12-hour layover there once, and it was the greatest time of my life. But other than that, when I think Texas, of course I think Corpus Christi, and then I think Selena, Rest in Paradise, and food. That isn't like the main thing I think of Texas. I actually have two half sisters, and one of them lives in Texas. I can't remember if it's Houston or Dallas, and but so technically I'm not really an only child, but you know, it's part of the brand. No, I'm just kidding. But yeah, I didn't find out until I had sisters until I was 14, half sisters. But very nice, very nice human beings. 100% is, and that's why like KYNTO also is. I think when it starts being promoted, because again it's just Snappo coding it, and relatively like chill right now, but I feel like it's gonna get so hectic, you know, soon. It's gonna be so fun to have discussions and stuff, because that's what the amount of people are attacked. It's wild online. Like I saw something that said who the f would live in Alabama or something. And I was like, it's not like one of the most beautiful states. 'Cause they have like oceans and like mountains, and they have so much going on. But because of the idea I guess people have, which okay, it's like she's like I wouldn't let anything keep me from a beautiful place. But yeah. Oh my God, I've never gotten so many laugh reacts and like angry faces. It's wild. I like the meme. I say it often. Like people will argue anything, so here's a stick. Like I really I don't know. I just think there's so much really good stuff on this planet. I don't understand over consuming the bad. I think also like I like I don't know. I think because I was raised by a very negative person, probably the most negative human being I've ever met in my life to this day, and but I don't know. I just always saw it as such a waste of time. And time, like everybody says, time is money, but then they act like it's like the most frivolous thing in the world. And yeah, so I really do try to make every second count, even if it's just like thoughts and thinking through random things. Did I hear a snap though? Or like going out in nature. Because you could stare off into like a patch of grass even and see so much. And the closer you look. Ooh, this is ancient. Like these hand carved ones. Bone. Quite a lot of bone. Old bone beads. Anytime I find a broken bone necklace, it jumps into the basket on its own. I wonder how loud that is. Something around. Try not to do so much a pattern, but do like a rough piece and then around. Or just dyed something. This is where all the time melts away, is finding the next bead. And it's like I quite like when the random takes over. 'Cause then color combinations pop out, like ones that I would have never thought. Well, I just felt the sun disappear. Where? Oh, the wooden one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Brushing it outside?
Maybe, I guess. Dang. Well, that's good. I've been using a comb. Hand-carved bone comb, so it's not like the worst thing. Yeah. Yeah, that's quite nice. Trying to find more chips. God, I felt the sun go away. What? Do you know what time it is?
5:50. Plenty of sun.
That's really nice. That's really nice. It is. Was it? Yeah. I'm down actually. Is there anything? Oh, JW Corbett. Gonna start a website. Did you say dedicated? Not dedicated. Covering JD Corbett?
Yeah.
Or JW Corbett? JW Corbett is a massive nature preserve, sprawling a few counties, I believe. I think 2 counties. Anyway, gorgeous. 60,000 acres of pure Florida swamp. And I haven't seen a single gator in months. And I really hope that that's not from poachers, because I think it's illegal to poach poachers. They're so cute. They're so cute. I know all the big ones must, I don't like thinking about it too much, because it's too real. Like, I get that management takes place, but, yeah, most of them getting poached. Like, saw the biggest alligator I've ever seen, and it was just decapitated on the bank. And I really want to make videos with the trappers, because not a lot of really, really interesting people. And, you know, like, I'm not against hunting by any means. I personally don't think I could go and like film it and join in on the adventure, but I don't know. I've never tried. So I really don't know if I could pull trigger or not. I grew up fishing. I really like fishing, and really like seafood, and so there's that. But I always did want to try to like go on a hunting trip just to observe, and because yeah, I've never tried myself. Fishing though, always down. Here on the East Coast, get this fish called cobia, cobia, an incredible fish, very clean tasting, and the other one, very small fish called sand perch. But I'll tell you what, they're fun. They're fun to catch, and they're like two fish sticks each. And they travel in really tight schools, so when you catch one, you pretty much catch a few of them, like a dozen. Actually, I don't know. I never tried catching sand perch with a sabiki, and I don't know if the hooks are too small or what. Sand perch are quite small. Not the smallest, though. What is it? Okay. Chip. Sun is right there. I think hunger is taking over. Finding it difficult. Ooh, that chameleon is so nice. Finding it difficult to concentrate. I've been outside all day, so I probably was a total mess. But that's okay. This is Florida. South Florida too. I moved to Colorado briefly. I didn't last very long. Last 3 months, and then I got a little too buzzed and woke up in Florida the next day. And apparently, I just had enough of the colds. Yeah, the days of youth, am I right? But I did love Colorado. There's a spot that I really want to return to called Victor, and it's an abandoned mine town. And I mean, there's a ton of mine towns there, but has a lot of structures still erect that you could explore and climb on. And when you climb, like, it'll be 3 freaking stories high, and there'll be a track with the carts for the coal and whatever else they're mining. And then a bunch of old houses from like the families of the miners. And, like, there is one over 100 years old. Had to have been. The all the fixtures were still there. And, like, the walls were gone, but there was still like remnants of the family photo hanging on the wall. Somewhere I really got to dig out like the memory cards of all the Colorado pictures, because I didn't post too much. For the longest time, I've been in my own little world, and then a pandemic happened, and then chaos engulfed the entire planet. I was like, oh shit, maybe I should make a channel, because I think even just, there's so many things I would have never made if I didn't like come across someone else doing it. I know there's a stigma with that or whatever. That's how everything, like, we see someone else do it, and then, I mean, some things, like, I get that won't apply for, but I don't know, when that, like, humans started to just be, I've always been a little loner and a little hermit, and, like, kept to myself, really awkward, socially anxious, shy, whatever. But when the whole world started to be like that, it was like, oh no, like, I'll force myself to get out there and be like, hi, my name is Human Being, here's some fun things to do. And granted, little tinge of disdain, I get it, but I am trying to just be like a positive place for people to just like chill and like watch some stuff. And I could stream with others, so like I could either send a link or something. And, like, sometimes I just stream it and it'll just be on a bike and show them like the area or filming. Everything is so dang interesting. And, like, I don't know. I'm not a negative person, but due to circumstances, I'm quite annoyed at all times now. But I'm actively deciding not to. I don't know. I don't know how everybody's holding up, and I know they're not. Like, people carry on, and people are way stronger than they give themselves credit for, and way more creative. But And it's like, it's not a normal, like, this breeze is different. And people really gotta stick together. That's all I can think. Honestly. How do I do that while not leaving my desk? And the internet is freaking potent. My friend right now is stuck in Haiti. He's a Haitian artist, an art teacher. So I don't know if he's at all interested in leaving Haiti. But it just, everything has been taken from them essentially. And I've been following him for years. And he had dozens of students and had a little art school and the coolest art I've ever seen. A little local art school and a local artist himself. So it was just like fantastic, like just incredible to see and witness and be able to like be able to be like, wow, that's awesome, and like them receive that message. It's just the coolest thing. Internet is amazing. And but the earthquake that just destroyed his school, and then ever since that it's just gone downhill. And his daughter's really sick, his mother's missing still. It's been months. And he's in Port-au-Prince, which has been all over the news, and like he has to go to the jungle to hide out if it gets too chaotic in the city. And he just kind of now sits like in the corner just painting away. Like nothing brings the dude down. Like yeah, he's down, but like nothing brings him to a halt. I've seen him go through hell. And that's why I've been promoting his page for like 2 years now. And I've seen his go through hell constantly, and he's never stopped painting. And every day he comes up with like the wildest pieces I've ever seen. And his Instagram is, I think I linked it. I'm on an incline. I linked it in the description, but it's Atis, A-T-I-S, Alpha Tango Indigo Saxophone. I always forget the S. Is it Sierra? Alpha Tango Indigo Sierra? 198. And incredible human being. And yeah. I get that everybody's suffering here, like that I know. And so I think the best bet anyway is just to follow his page and like his posts, because then I'll promote his page to others. And like I did a fundraiser for him, and I was able to send him 120 bucks, and it was just through PayPal. I didn't have to share it to my Facebook or anything, because like I said, everybody I know is suffering. So I wasn't gonna, I mean, I already don't pressure people, and really conscious of that and feeling like I'm pressuring people. Like I was dead ass feeling guilt for trying to sell handmade jewelry in such a time. But that's neither here nor there. And 140 bucks is no joke, and you could make a fundraiser like that for anybody if you have a PayPal. Like pretty much most people that I interact with, like business wise or like through handmade goods, have PayPal. And PayPal has a system on it that is called fundraisers, and it takes a few minutes to make your fundraiser, and yeah, they get a percentage of it, but they promote it within the PayPal app. And people were donating like 50 bucks, 20 bucks, $5. People I've never met, people that never saw any of my posts about it, just people that were on PayPal scrolling through the fundraisers. And it blew my mind. Like, these are tools. These are actual tools. And I made a post like on my Facebook because I don't know. I really want to film like everything that I'm taken by and all the people I'm taken by. But I feel like there's this just urge to just curl up under a blanket, and I totally get it. I haven't seen like any of my friends like physically in a long time. I mean, a few little here's and there's, and again, I don't blame no one. I'm just aware. I really, 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 really like making chain this way. My fingers are on fire from bending the last, like, pushing it close and stuff like that. But well worth it. There's something that'll last. And if it gets to be a weird color, you could always take some warmed vinegar and salt, which is a pickle, and put it in it, and it'll be that crisp, orangey white copper color. And then I'll just naturally... There's all kinds of different colors you could get with copper. You'd have to use like Renaissance wax to like keep it from continuing to change because it's very reactive. Oh, hell yeah. I bet Texas rain gets intense. Wow, yeah. The beaches, the water here for some reason on the East Coast. I like the Gulf. I love the Gulf. The shells are superior. But oh my god, the water, there's some sweet spots, especially when there's no red tides. Oh, that's it. I get it. The whole theory of Eden, Florida being Eden, I get it. I mean, I am a little biased, but I don't know if you know the channel Old World Florida, but I'll watch anybody's theories and give a little shit for that, but I want to know how other people think because I only know how I think. And that's why I always gravitate towards these people with no filters because at least they, you know, just like anybody, I could be a little naive, especially listening to anybody of authority talking on anything. So I'll try to watch one thing and then watch the... God, it felt like a different wire. I'll try to watch the polar opposite. Oops. I know it's kind of messed up, but one of my biggest dreams is snorkeling. I know it's messed up. I think it's messed up. But you know what? Like, it's true history. And Selena is like our Princess Diana. And I believe that the ring was thrown in Corpus Christi. And kind of like Oak Island. It'd be a nice series of somebody trying to find it. It has to be there still. It's unless, you know, a hobbyist found it and has no idea. And it's a Easter, like it's a basket with an egg in it. Really interesting design. I think that gremlin woman gave it to me. That poor girl, oh my god. Obviously, don't wish harm on anybody. Well, I can't imagine Miss Yolanda is gonna have a very good time next year. I think it's 2025. She's eligible for parole. And I already see like the themed memes. But I got out. I mean, Selena was a very special human. And her music is so good. Genuine music. I think that genre is called Tejano, like Texas and Mexican. Okay. It doesn't round. there's just this little scrap thing of beads. Like, oh yeah, carnelian is one of my favorites. I just like that really fiery orange. Can't go wrong. Oh yeah. And these pliers are just round nose pliers, and they sell them at just about every Walmart. Especially if it has like a little craft section. And I just took a Dremel and sanded the teeth off because copper is quite soft. But I have a nicer one. I'd never use it. This is the one. Keep meaning to grab another pair. They still sell the exact same one. I haven't been to Walmart in a long time now. I'll be real, I'm a little scared. I don't want to have something happen. I live in Palm Beach County. It gets a little scary. Like, and you know, people are suffering really bad, and when desperation is real desperation, ooh, is when the news lines start getting a little intense. And I was reading through some of like just people posting on Facebook. Like one girl I guess looked at somebody wrong and got dragged out of like a place by her hair. What the fuck? I don't want to be put in that position. I'll take someone's eyeball out. Like, that's so scary. And people shouldn't be put in that position. And I think everybody could learn to fight a little bit, or to at least protect themselves. Because everybody. Because you never know when you're going to be put in a position like in a subway or anything like. No, I smell big to everybody because I know I get along with just about anybody. And like, I don't nobody judging me based on my appearance. So, I make my presence known when I'm around strangers. And I just genuinely love people. Like, if you got something cool on, I'm gonna say, like, oh my god, that thing is so cool. They're like, whoa, where do you get those shoes? They were badass. Compliments are freaking magical. But I run really fast. But I'm scrawny ass. I can't be the only one a little freaked out. Cause I know so many people suffering so intensely right now that the crime can get, it just jumps out of control, and it can happen like anytime. Like when I was a kid, our house, we lived downtown Lake Worth, nice area. Our house was broken in all the time. And a lot of bars in my area, so like, you go walk by a bar, give somebody a wrong look, or be nearsighted. And yeah. But quick compliment often like chill somebody out, because nobody wants to fight with anybody. I really believe that. I'm kind of hunger ranting now, I think. But yeah, that's why I'm growing famine gardens, because it's not for me, it's for anybody who wants to try to grow plants, because they are black thumb friendly. And there's a lot of plants that I just gave up trying to grow until I have the right supplies. But the plants that I do grow consecutively, really anybody could. And I promise you that. Especially mulberry, cassava. Let me just look around. What is it called? What's it called? Southern hibiscus. Crinum lily. I don't know if you could. Oh, you can see like one of the leaves. Crinum lily. It's Jurassic. That thing. It's a lily plant. And the flowers are really fragrant. Oop. When they seed, the bulbs just fall all over the place. And these are freaking everywhere. Go to a park, those big plants. Oh, it smells amazing. And the bulbs, I had one fall behind a desk, and it was good years later. It was still growing. And there's a bunch of different varieties. That size would be over $100 at a nursery. Really common landscaping plant here. The bulbs just get ran over, especially in parks. And yeah, it's one of those things. And like certain species, 4 of them are $20 on Etsy, so it's also a really good side hustle for anyone who needs a side hustle. I actually have a bunch of side hustle ideas. They're so good. My belt is making me. I'll pick some pretty ones. Ooh. This is one of the. Shoot. Oh, okay. I have to cut the string because the phone's dead. Completely dead. Snorkeling is the best. The best pastime. I'm actually, oh god, this literally just all my plan is snorkeling. I really want to get to the point where I can scuba dive, but right now I just know I'm not there. And, Why is he swimming? I pretty much mean snorkeling because I don't know. I don't really go in water unless I have a mask or a snorkel. I like to see beneath it because, especially here and in Texas, I mean, a lot of, like, everywhere, the waters are inhabited. And, sometimes, like, yeah, at least we don't have saltwater crocodiles anymore. All the old Florida tales, whew, barefoot mailman was eaten by a gator. And back in the day, they have to walk down the beaches barefoot, and for it to bring the mail to everybody that lived on the coast. But in the intercoastals, there would be this little boat, and the mailman would get into it and go to the other side, continue, and then put it back. But oh, it was a mulberry. Ah! It was 2 mulberries. This all day, but the boat was not they theorized that the boat wasn't in its proper place, so he had to go swimming for it. And because they did find his uniform and his mail bag like hanging on a tree right next to the intercoastal, and the waterways were infested. In fact, I don't know who the hell thought it was a good idea to start building shit in Florida, but good thing they did because it's just paradise now. But yeah, no, early Florida seems like very intense place. It's a very unforgiving landscape and very not unassuming, especially the ancient flow of Lake Okeechobee. Oh my god, beautiful. Okay, I'm definitely hunger ranting, so, and my phone's dead, so better. But I will show real quick. There's some of these. I think there's so many. I got them. Wow. I got some. Oh. But that's the wiki stuff. It's full of fruit this year. I still can't believe it. Oh, and I'm walking a little too far into the yard. It's just gonna cut. But that's the kind of mullet. And if you see one of these bunches of flowers, keep an eye out because let me see here. They turn into these bulbs and then the weight drops into the ground. And these are what they look like. Like brains. And all these are cryomollies. Very nice landscaping plant, very nice fragrant flowers. On that note, happy trails. Thank you all for joining. And Derek, happy trails. Thank you for stopping by. Feel free to share any recommendations because Texas is one of those places I'm sure we'll be at soon because the last few years, definitely new lease on life. Saving up for an RV to make a mobile shop so we could just hit like Peace River. And my dream, it has always been having a little RV and then like go to Peace River and have like the door holding all the jewelry that's for sale for anybody like walking around curious. And I'd be sitting in there making jewelry with the stuff that I find like wherever the thing is parked. And you know, that's not a far-fetched dream at all. It's probably one of the most easiest to fulfill dreams that I have. Like, so full force on that right now. And oh boy, I look tired as hell. And anyway, happy trails and yeah, bye Katzen. Katzen. She's really the best guardian buddy. To make sure there's no snakes. She actually was adopted from a Gucci cat shop, but one day decided, well, she's actually abandoned to me, but that's where she was originally from. And her name, I named her Iga Snag. But her name was just Kitten. She still prefers Kitten. But one day she decided she just wanted to be outside. Like, she decided. It was her decision. But she loves it. She's living her, like, ultimate existence because there's no cars or anything. And, yeah, happy trails. She just, like, started to knock everything down that was by the door. And, like, would, like, push her face into the door. It was so obvious. But, yeah. Anyway, happy trails. How do I do this? I can't see. Oh, yeah, there's the Tara. Really beautiful. And this is in the shade, so it's not, like, absolutely perfect. Is that poop? Is that poop? Something pooped on it. I don't know what kind of poop that is. There's some bromeliads. So tomato plants, other things, and kind of abandoned mid-project. But, oh, I can't wait to see these grow. Lemongrass starts. Anyway, happy trails. Oh, there it is. I hate when I get the glimpse of my face.